Indeed, it's another time to talk sports on ABC Sports. So much to talk about today, and that VT tells you that the Russians are truly getting ready for not hosting only, but again, they want to host and win. Only yesterday we saw them play. We'll give you all the details of how they have been preparing. They and other representatives, those who want to come to the World Cup and show that they truly can hold their own, are also preparing. We'll give you all the details, all the friendly matches that have played yesterday, and of course those that will be happening today. There are other friendly matches on Tuesday. All of this will be bringing to you. On that note, I welcome you to a program that truly should hold its own. I haven't changed my name, I won't. On the day I do, you will be the first to know. Chris Ubukwala is my name. I did a loaded package, 2 hours of non-stop sports talk. Today's show, you will love it, especially if you are into boxing. It is boxing in total. All the razzmatazz, those who have gone in it, won medals, those who have promised, and of course they delivered. They're here on today's show. So it is a packed film. Ben have always promised that at least once in a month we gather together and talk boxing. Boxing to its totality. Boxing to its best. Only on ABC Sports. So much indeed to talk about today. We'll truly have to go through plenty for us to come to that. But first, let's tease you this way. The Commonwealth Games will soon begin, and of course they are all getting ready for all of that. But before then, Tokyo 2020, they say they are indeed preparing. They have the energy, they have all the resource to make sure that come 2020 they will deliver as promised. What are they promising? Take a look, we'll get to it all.
Nigeria versus Serbia, Tuesday, 27th of March, 2019. Kickoff 8 p.m. behind Barnet FC, HA 6AG. Tickets from 18 adults and 10 juniors. Buy online at barnetfc.com/tickets. Call us in 0208-381-3800, extensions 1100 or 1101. All tickets subject to availability. Online and telephone bookings fee may apply. Nigeria versus Serbia. Nigeria versus Serbia.
324 sports and of course events, and of course talking about 33 sports. That's what's going to happen in Tokyo, and that is the Summer Olympics for those who are truly getting ready for it. They're from 24th July 2020. They will, why not, and get ready to host the world. And talking about hosting the world, Africa is getting its hands ready, and now we're talking about the Iran-led game. Morocco, to be precise, say they want to host the Fédération Internationale Football Association and the FIFA World Cup. They say they will, why not, defeat their opponent, the Americans. They have put all together to make sure that things truly go well. Then again, we have our man whose eyes is on all the proceedings happening with the Morocco 2026 affair. Joining us now all the way from Morocco, Jalal, who gives us the latest information from Morocco, joins the program now. Hello, Jalal. How are you doing?
Hello.
Hello, Jalal. Brilliant, Jalal. There have been so many talks about Morocco 2026. There have been a lot of strategies being put together to make sure that Morocco hosts and, of course, do well. But then again, it's all bidding. What can we expect? Are we in the right frame of mind in terms of the World Cup?
So thank you so much for inviting me. I think that the Moroccan bid now is not only a bid of a country of Morocco, but also it's in fact a bid of the whole African continent. So this is a bid of Africa, and the whole African continent has the right, that Africa has the right to hold the competition again for the second time after South Africa in 2010. So Morocco, by the way, this is not the first time that Morocco is bidding to host the World Cup. This is the 5th time. So we applied for the World Cup in 1994, in 1998, in 2006, and in 2010. And I think this time, Moroccan authorities, as they declared so far, they have learned from the mistakes they made so far. And I think we have given officially in the 15th of March to the FIFA a very important and a very, maybe, let's say, an ambitious project to the FIFA, that Morocco can host the World Cup and can be the nation, the capital of football in 2026. So I think that we can go for this dream, and the Moroccan authorities are ready. Moroccan officials have provided all the conditions to host the World Cup and to make this dream come true, because we are a nation that, in fact, that are in love with football, a nation that has a strong passion to football, and we want to have the World Cup in this North African country, since Morocco has a strategic location in the between Europe and Africa. And I think if we have it in Morocco, it's gonna be fine for the international media, for people who love football to watch football in a suitable time, not like if it is organized in America and Canada and also Mexico. So I think we can go for this dream, and we can go into the details during the discussion what Morocco is doing right now to host the World Cup.
Good. Jalal, we told that you guys have since delivered the bid report and everything you want for 2026 to FIFA. But then again, what is different from what you've done for the past years, which you haven't been successful? What triggers that support for Morocco for 2026?
I think it's the first time that the member federation of the FIFA will be voting, all of them. In the past, only the executive committee of the FIFA that votes. Now, all the member federation will vote. So which means that Morocco will try hard to convince half of the 207 federations that will be voting to vote for Morocco. And I think Moroccan African countries as President of CAF, Ahmed said that the majority, if not all, African countries will be voting for Morocco. In addition to European countries that are friends with Morocco, and also Arab and Islamic countries. So this is very important. Also, I think that Moroccan infrastructure now can host the competition. We have been working hard to develop our infrastructure. And Morocco has promised to provide 14 stadiums to host the World Cup, including an expansion and renovation of 5 stadiums located exactly in Marrakesh, in Agadir, in Fez, in Tangier and Rabat. Also, the construction of 4 new stadiums, 2 in Casablanca, in Wajda, in Tétouan, and also other 5 modular stadiums to be built in other cities like Ouarzazate, like Meknes, like El Jadida, and Nador and Marrakesh. So what is important that all these stadiums, all of them comply with the requirements of the FIFA. So this is very important in terms of infrastructure. Also, what is giving maybe a chance to Morocco to win in this competition is that there is a very important strategic location, as I said so far. Concerning, for example, watching the World Cup, if it is organized in Canada or in America, there will be a problem for so many countries in the world. So to watch the World Cup because of the time zone. If it is organized in Morocco, all fans of football in all over the world, they can at least watch 4 matches a day, which is very, very, very important. Also, there is another important point to mention here is that there will be kind of a proximity, the proximity between cities in Morocco. So in majority, it's no more than 500 kilometers away from Casablanca. So if we bring all the fans here to Morocco, all the teams to Morocco, so it would be very easy for them to move, even journalists, even people who are interested in attending the World Cup. So it will be very easy for them to move inside Morocco, which is the opposite if we go to America, between Canada, America and Mexico, it will be in fact very difficult. So this is also very important. Also, let's talk about Morocco has in fact learned a lot from previous experiences.
All right, Jalal, what we're going to do is we're going to quickly take a break now, but when we come back, we'll continue the right things you're trying to tell us about Morocco 2026 bid, and of course we'll look at your players, those who will be representing you at FIFA World Cup. What have they been doing? We know too well that they played on Friday, but then again, how good have they been? We'll take this break. When we come back, ABC Sports continues. Stay with us. can't find him. Indeed, you welcome back. It's still your program, ABC Sport. It's yours sincerely, Chris Obukwel. So much to talk about in the studio. Wait for it. Wait for it. I've promised you so much, especially those of you who love boxing. No doubt, I'm not disappointing you. I'm going to give you the best of boxers coming in here to talk boxing. But before we went for that break, we were speaking to the Moroccan journalist Jalal, who indeed was telling us about Morocco 2026 and how good Morocco could indeed host that tournament. They say they are ready, they want to host, they want to do everything right, but then again, they have that fight against the Americans, the Canadians and all of that. My thoughts, personal one, have always been a joint bid won't work. Let's give it to those who perhaps have prepared better. And that's no doubt. On this program, we give our support to Morocco. Let's quickly go to Jalal now and to continue where we hands off from the last discussion. Jalal, if we can, let's move things further now. Let's talk about the players themselves. The World Cup is coming very fast. I mean, so much to talk about for Russia 2018. How prepared are your players? Are they doing good? Let's know. Let's give me the latest.
Yeah, thank you. So in fact, after 20 years of being absent from the World Cup, we are back, and Moroccan people are happy that the national team was able to make it and to qualify for the World Cup Russia 2018. And I think our players are aware of this instance, and they will not go to Russia as tourists for doing tourism. They will go to make the Moroccan people happy and to play beautiful football and to give example of what is the meaning of football in Morocco. So we trust our players, we trust our coach, Mr. Hervé Renard, who is trying hard to make the team a strong one, and we have noticed that during the stage of the qualification when they brought victory from inside South Africa, from inside Ivory Coast, and they are all waiting for this competition to show their talent. And I think we can face strong teams like Spain, like Portugal, like Iran in the same group, and we will be doing the best to qualify and to go further during this competition.
Good. A very big thank you to you for all that you have said to us. Jalal, is there any other information we need? Because I think you have covered almost everything that has to do with Morocco, and of course, Morocco 2026. You have really covered everything. Is there any other thing we need to know?
Yeah, just I want to mention something about the Moroccan bid to host the World Cup to 2026. I just want to say we will provide the world with something called passion for football that they will not find it in America, in Canada, or even in Mexico. So Morocco can host this World Cup because we in Morocco, we breathe something in addition to air, we do breathe something called football.
Brilliant. I believe in what you have said, and of this program, we believe in Morocco dream, and of course for the World Cup. Thank you, Jalal, for joining us. We truly appreciate it. Thank you very much. It's still your program, ABC Sports, with yours sincerely, Chris Obukwel. So much to tell you, I have to say, and of course, so much that is happening in here. But for now, let's land in the lands of the heroes, if you have to put it that way. It's time for us to talk about the CAF draws. But let's start this way. Indeed, we do. Why not celebrate Africa in totality here? Remember, we will, on this program, time permitting, we will tell you everything that has to do with the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Only yesterday, they played against Poland. We will. Senegal also played. We will tell you how all of that, how they all performed. All the African teams, the English, all of them that are preparing. Only time we decide how many we will truly give to you. But for now, let's talk about CAF's Confederation Cup and, of course, CAF Champions League. Only a few days ago, we have them had the draws, and we will, why not, give you how it all lines up. Holders, Casablanca, as you can see, are already, itching and have put debutant AS Sports of Congo. Group A have Al Ahly Egypt. We have those coming from Botswana Township Rollers, Uganda KSCs, and of course Tunisia. Also having, as usual, their debutant. There is day 1, day 2, day 3. All of these are days which it will all happen. Esperance of Tunisia. They are all in Group A. We also know that there is a Group B, DR Congo, where we have TP Mazembe. You can't deny their presence in the Champions League. That group looks good with, you can take your pick from them, I tell you. It's so much that has happened with them. We have also in Group C with 2 2016 winners, Mamelodi Sundowns of South Africa and the Horoya of Guinea. Also in the South African club, we host their counterparts, those from Pretoria, on May 5th and 6th, we've been told. I tell you, so much good groups in here. Unfortunately, time won't permit me to truly go deep into it. In Group D, Tour de Sahel of Tunisia will face Angola's Pretoria de Centro, Zento United of Zambia, as well as newcomers, the Amambe Swallows of Zana. The group phase kicks off at the weekend of May 4th to 6th, we've been told, and all is truly looking well for the Champions League. Group A, Group B, C, and D. Take your pick. We will perhaps next week deliberate on which we will be taking in terms of which and which we will talk about. Next week, we will debate on it. This week won't allow me to talk more on it. Also, we will be looking at the Confederation Cup. If you have a graphics, that should also be out for you to see. The first leg and the second leg are all there for you to take a pick on. And we know too well that this is where some of the Nigerian teams cluster themselves. The likes of Yimba and Aqua United, the MFM, they went beating blue and black, learned their lesson in a bitter way. But then again, they have their hands full on another day with the guys from Bamako. Anyway, that's football for you. Young stars, young Africans, a very good side, but I tell you, they have a bit experience, might be the only thing lacking in there. Plateau United also there, looking strong, but this the problem is most of these teams are naive when it comes to African competitions. They truly need to look at themselves and see where it's all depend. As usual, time not my friend for me to deliberate on almost everything in there, but the promise will be for next week. We will, why not, take a bite, if not a dose, of those group and what is in there. It's still your program, ABC Sports, with yours sincerely, Chris Obukwalo. So much to give you in here. Permit me this time. It's time for us to move a bit. Let's talk boxing. We'll come back to football, but for now, let's talk boxing. Only a few weeks ago on this program, a young lad called Ben Aziz, he came in here. He promised he will go out there, make nonsense of the aspirations of Greg. Then again, he went out there in his stylish way. You know what? I'll stop talking about it. You just take a look on what happened. We'll come back to talk boxing. Stay with me.
Between them, so they're both obviously pros, so could be up for an interesting matchup.
It's good that they're both, they must both be confident here, though. So nice jab by Aziz.
And Aziz looks the more composed fighter out of the two. Nice.
Nicholson's got a bit of excess there as well. little bit of excess, let's say, muscle around the body area. So Dan Aziz comes in, he's looking in brilliant shape. But Nicholson's letting his hands go here. He's trying to close the range. He has closed the range and he's letting his hands go a little bit.
It's good to see
Good
that.
shot there.
Good shot. What was Dan Aziz a little bit there? He took a backward step.
Good shot there. Was that a left hook he caught him with?
It's good to see two fighters come out from the word off. No feeling each other out, straight into it.
He reminds me of a small Nikolai Valuev.
There's Lee and
Nicholson.
ringside, Mr. MTK London.
Yeah, he reminds me of Valuev, like a small version of Valuev.
Yeah, from
Nicholson.
behind with the big hair, the big hairy back on him.
Yeah, he's got the rug on the back. So he's looking good in this first round. He's closing the distance well, and he looks like he's not scared to let his hands go. Aziz sort of picking.
Good shot
shots.
over the top. Good right hand.
Good shot.
Oh, and uppercut.
Good shots back from Dan Aziz.
You can see Dan Aziz is more the boxer, the counter boxer, and Craig Nicholson is just trying to come in and put the pressure on and letting his hands go.
And again, this fight's a throwback to like the boxing days of like yesteryear. You know, they're coming out two unbeaten prospects, which is what it should all be about. This is what it's all about. Two guys that want to get in there and be the best, and they're putting their records on the line.
You need to take these challenges in your career. You get a lot of respect fighting these fights, and then this is how you bet yourself.
Good shot by Aziz there. Good shot for both guys there. Even first round so far.
Yeah, it's a tit for tat round, and it's good to see. We've got Craig coming forward trying to let his hands go, and Dan's a better boxer, so it makes a brilliant matchup.
Good shot.
Right hand over the top. Oh, good left hook from Aziz. Nicholson, you can see his face is getting a bit redded up. I think Dan's landing the cleaner shots out of the two, but Nicholson is throwing more shots.
Nice jab. Nice jab. So both, defence.
Good uppercut.
Yeah, good
lovely
shot.
right hand over the top.
Aziz caught him nicely there. Started the round a bit more cautious, Aziz. Where he got caught, I think that put him on the back foot a little bit, but he sort of found his rhythm again now behind a nice jab, and he's sort of slipping the shots and getting out of the way a little bit, which is what you want to see. Nice right hand from Aziz.
Definitely, Aziz has finished this round strong. Although he weren't working as much in the beginning of the round, he was, for me, catching him with a cleaner shot, so that's got to be a Dan Aziz round.
Oh yeah, definitely, I'll give that to Aziz all day.
No.
Even going back to the corner after the
1 minute.
first round, Craig Nicholson looked a bit marked up, a bit red-faced. Dan's still looking fresh, not breathing heavy, so looking forward to the second round.
Brilliant. So that was it. So he came in here. He promised us that the fight was going to be his one. What happened? Of course, we didn't feel that fight, and perhaps most of you must have known what happened. A big thank you to MTK, and of course, not forgetting IFL TV, those who made that clip possible. With me here is a lion. And of course, he has arrived in the studio. Daniel Aziz, nice to have you in the studio.
Thank you for having me.
And let me say congratulations again.
Thank you.
I was making sure I will be the first to say congratulations. I just say, come on, win the fight. But then again, it's a good one, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it's good.
Brilliant.
Good fight.
We'll get to X-ray or everything that happened on that day. Just give me a moment, because also here with us we have a man who, his style of boxing, it is you have to keep 2 minutes. He beats you, you go home, and you cry for days. You know what it is? He's here with me. What am I talking about? Take a look. We'll be back.
Nobody wanna take the blame.
Okay. That's how he does it. One punch and you're down. Joining us in the studio also on ABC Sports Studios is Umar Saik is here with us. Umar, indeed, nice to have you in the studios.
It's nice to be here, man.
Brilliant. We'll be chasing you everywhere. Finally, the trap is on you. Nice to have you.
Thank you.
Brilliant. I've been told that we'll have just little time in terms of having a break before I officially give you these guys. So what I'm going to quickly do now is quickly take a break and we'll come back, and of course we will be talking with these two great guys. Stay with me. Are we okay? It's still your program ABC Sports. So the die is cast. They're here in the studios. Don't go anywhere. Tell your friends and neighbors that I call them the champs. They are here. I mean, for those who keep winning. What else will you understand? What else will you call them? These are the champs in the studio, for God's sake. Anyway, let's welcome in Daniel Aziz. Daniel, let's talk about the fight. I mean, you were here. You told us that this was going to happen. You wrote the scripts.
Yeah.
Just as the doctor prescribed.
Yeah.
That's what we saw. Let's talk about it. What happened?
Yeah, but when I first came, I didn't know my opponent, and then I think a week before my fight, they obviously announced that I was going to be fighting an undefeated fighter. He'd had 4 fights. He's won all of them. So it was a bit of a step up from somebody who's just had 1 fight in myself. So, I prepared diligently, so I was ready for it. My coach, he had utmost faith in me. And, we just went out and performed and, we got the result.
Plenty of people have asked me, I mean, they enjoy the way you box. It's like you want it quickly. Let's do it quickly and let's get out of this place. Is that your style of boxing, if you have to say?
I just get straight to the point. I don't really mess around. I'm there to fight and give the people watching
what they want to say
for money. It's entertainment at the end of the day. So
Good. And of course, we've been told that there are more fights ahead, and there are fights coming up. You want to talk to us about that?
Yeah, my next fight is April the 28th. So I'm currently preparing for that. And then after that, I think I got another one in June. The exact specific date is to be confirmed. But my next official date is April 28th. Brentwood Centre in Essex. It's the same place I boxed.
Good.
So
talking about that, let's go back to what happened in the fight against Greg. I mean, Greg was bigger and I mean, he has almost everything.
Yeah, he was big. He's got more experience than me. But we
need to understand. I know some of your boys, some of those who may be boxing your opponents and some that will be listening. But then again, I mean, who cares? Let's know what strategy did you put in place for this fight?
Because I'd never seen him box before, so really, as soon as I got in there, it's like the first time I'm seeing what he's about, and then once we gathered what he was about, my coach put in place the right game plan in which to for me to execute, and we got him out of there. It was a 4th round knockout. So it's literally he was a big puncher, like you said. He was bigger than me. I could feel his punches, but we stay cool, calm, and collected. And
because we feel that at some point, some of those punches perhaps were pushing you back. But then again, your heart still says no. We're in for this.
We're not going anywhere. We're staying there, and you saw the result of it.
This was the round 4, where you made nonsense of his aspirations.
Yeah, exactly. There we go. I just kept chipping away and breaking him down slowly but surely, and then mentally he couldn't handle it, and then it was just the right punch, right time, and he was out of there.
Wow.
So
congrats again.
Thank you very much.
And we're looking forward to plenty. I'll come back to you, but then again, I have a man who he doesn't talk much, but then again, all his talks are all packed up in one punch. Wow. Umar joins me here. Umar, again, welcome to ABC Sports.
Thanks again.
I mean, they say you don't waste time. That's what plenty have said. They said you just want to go in there, destroy, and come off. I mean, what? First, let's start with how did this all start? Because I mean, our viewers haven't met you. Some of them might not have known who you are.
Yeah.
Let's know, how did this all start for you?
It's a long story. I don't think your show's long enough.
Producer, add more hour.
But as short as I can make it is, I started boxing for fitness, got really good at it, and realised that I could do something really good with it. And for those reasons, I started fighting. Won a lot of national and international titles as an amateur. Got to represent England as well as Nigeria. And after the 2016 Olympics, I decided I was going to turn professional.
Yeah.
And so now I'm in the beginning of my professional career. I share the same stable as Dan Aziz, who's here with me. We have Lawrence Okoli, Muhib Fazaldeen, so the four of us with our coach Brian O'Shaughnessy, who's very experienced, and we're at the early stages, but it's already exciting. Besides that, I went to uni, studied accounting, worked as an accountant. I've been modelling for some time.
Oh man, seriously speaking, 1 + 1 for me is 11.
minus 9, that's 2.
So to see, I understand, the passion you have for boxing, because mathematics is all about calculation.
Exactly.
And calculation is you being visible, being able to see this. Now I see why people feel you are very accurate when it comes to boxing. Now you begin to drive me in that direction. Keep going, I'm listening.
You're quite right. There's also just something I've always had from young. And so I was just going on to say also, I've been modelling for some time, and I still do. I left my accounting job. But so I left the accounting job to focus on boxing and modelling, and so right now I'm in a great place in life where I'm doing what I love, and fortunately that's sustaining my life, and so far so good, and the trajectory is that I'm going to achieve a lot more.
Good. If my brain serves me right, I mean, social media, you've been on it, you've been calling some people out, you've been telling them, hey, you, come off, I want to fight you, but they've been hiding away. I mean, you called the Wales boxer out, so you told him you want to fight him. They've all been hiding. Are they afraid of you or something? Because I'm a bit confused now.
I don't think any fighter's afraid of me, to be fair, because although I was a very good amateur, I've not proven myself in the professional ranks. So it's just a matter of people fighting me when it makes sense for them in their career and when they're likely to get paid the most amount of money. But I try not to call people out because I've got no trouble with anyone. But if someone's got a title that I want, then I would I would demand a fight with them if they should if they'll be happy to oblige. So I called out Charlo Renda on Twitter. Respectfully, but only because he's got the Southern Area title, and it's the one that I think the British board is most likely to sanction for me at this stage of my career. After I have a few more fights, I'll be calling out other champions.
But where are you going with that? Is he not coming out? He hasn't said a word, or he just hiding away?
No, he made a comment that was quite fair. He just said to me, he said, at that time I only had one fight, and he goes, you've had one fight, mate, wait in line just like everybody else. And I thought, fair enough, I'll call you back out after my second fight. So I did, but I understand where he's coming from. He's been a pro before I even started boxing. So he's been around for a long time, and he's looking for good paydays. He's at the end of his career now. So again, I understand. I don't think it's a case of anyone ducking me. It's just time and place.
Good. Only a few weeks ago when I'm trying to contact you, oh Chris, I'm in America. What? You didn't tell me before you left. And you went to America to have holiday, didn't you?
It was holiday and training. So I mixed business with pleasure, and I had a great time out there. It was my first time in America actually, and now I actually want to move there.
No,
I'll still be back here because I know my coach wouldn't be moving there with me. So when I'm getting ready for fights, I'd have to come back, and I don't know when I'm in a position to do that. But I'd love to move out there, I think.
Good. And when you were there, we understood that you met some other boxers who you also have good work with.
Yeah, I actually stayed with them. So there were two teammates of mine from the Nigerian team, and one I've known for 6 years, and the other for about 3. And I got to stay with them because they're over there signed under Richard Schaefer. They were both boxing whilst I was out there as well. So it was great to go watch them live as professionals. That's Ajaba Efe, the heavyweight, scary guy, had the best knockout in the Olympic Games. And Efetobo Apochi, cruiserweight, another banger, really good fighter. So, you know, I've got two really good friends in the cruiserweight division, and I hope they never have to fight each other.
You know what we're going to do? What we're going to do, we're going to run to America. Let's quickly run to America and see if we can pick up Efe and his brother. If we can pick two of them in. We call them the Efes. I mean, they have left the shores of Nigeria, traveled to America, and now I'm being told that they're destroying things. Even iron is no longer anything strong to them. Iron is like a foam, I'm being told. Anyway, let's bring them into the studios, the Efes. Hello, Efes, if they are both in. Hello, can we have them into the studios?
Yeah,
brilliant. Here they are. Efetobo Apochi, and I'm not forgetting Ajagba Efe. Men who call how did they say it? Madness something? Madness. Guys, welcome to the program. It's ABC Sports. Nice to have you guys in.
Yeah, thank you very much. Good evening. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks for asking. I mean, there have been so much joy, I have to confess to you, about you guys in Nigeria. They say you guys are beginning to do exactly what Nigerians wanted in boxing. I mean, how are you guys feeling? Let's start from there.
First, we thank God for making everything possible, because it's not by our power, you know. We've been dreaming and praying and working very hard, and today everything is coming to pass the way we planned it. This is very good. We feel very happy, you know. We're excited. You know, sometimes words cannot explain how we feel. Yeah.
You know what? I don't really want to go back to what has happened years after years, but it could be nice for us to touch so that those who are listening will know how bad things are. I mean, how was it when you were in Nigeria? Because why is it that you can't achieve what you're achieving now in Nigeria? Let's put it that way. He's laughing away.
These questions are technical questions that deserve a technical answer. You know, back in Nigeria we were amateurs, but right here in the US we're pro. So it's nothing to compare. It's not the same. It's a different ball game entirely. So yeah, that's all I can say.
Oh, good. Ajagba, I'm being told that plenty of people don't even want to come close to you. You are so strong, they told me. Ajagba, how has it been in America?
How has it been in America?
Good.
Good. What do you want to tell your fans? They are listening, my brother.
So what do you want to tell your fans that are listening?
First of all, I don't really know that I'm going to be on Skype, you know.
Yeah.
I didn't inform him about today.
Brilliant, it's good. Surprises are good sometimes.
Yeah, this is a surprise package for him. So he's
good.
trying to follow up.
So I just thank God that I'm on Skype right now, two guys. So I'm grateful to be here on Skype with two guys.
Good.
Yeah.
So how? Let me just go back. Efe, how has the training been with you guys? I mean, there are so many. I know there are so many things being put together to make sure that you guys live well, eat well, and get to where you want to be. I mean, talk to us more about that.
Yeah, so far so good. It's been excellent. You know, we're in the right place at the right time with the right people. You know, Shelly Finke, our manager, is a big player in the business, and you know, sometimes I really feel like crying because I don't know how we got here. You know, like talking about somebody like Shelly who managed Mike Tyson, the Klitschko brothers, managing Deontay Wilder presently. You know, called upon us to say he wants to manage us. You know, this is a big deal for us. So far so good. You know, it's big. I can't even explain the training, the facilities, even the coach we are with right now, Ronnie Shields, is a Hall of Famer in boxing, and this guy is so big. He's making everything easy for us, the politics wise and everything in boxing. You know, everything favors us. We have one of the best promoter, Richard Schaefer of Wingstar. You know, partnershiping with Heyman of PBC. You know, so we are with the right people, and things have been going really good. You know, even the gym we're training at, Flex Athlete Gym, is one of the best here. You know, they train a lot of professional footballers, and NBA stars, and you know, there's so much motivation here. Even right in our gym, we have Ruslendi Lara is a world champion. You know, when you see these guys come to the gym with the kind of cars they drive and everything, you'll be like, man, you know, I just can't wait. I just can't wait for it to be our turn, you know, because right about now we're not complaining about anything. We are so good, you know. They got us a good apartment. The fight has been coming. You know, I've had 3 fights now instead of 4. You know, I think the previous opponent pulled out, so that makes me have 3 fights now. Ajagba have 4 fights, and all these fights are built under a world title card, not like, you know, local boxing. So we've always been in the big arena in the fights, and you know, making me feel like, yeah, this is what we want. You know, even before we signed up with Shelly Finkel, there's something happened in the past. Like Lennox Lewis was talking to us, and he wanted to sign us up and to take us to Canada. But you know, I was thinking, like, Canada is not a place for boxing. You know, all along it's been US. You know, from the Muhammad Ali time. You know, and the UK. You know, this is where boxing is really big. So I was thinking going to Canada could, you know, destroy our career and our dreams and vision, you know, from where we're coming from. Yeah. So I called Umar, my friend, the one you've just been with right now. You know, then I asked him some few questions because he's a very good friend to me. You know, sometimes I think I'm going to employ him as my advisor. Yeah, so he gave me some good advice. You know, he checked on Shelly Finkel's profile and said, oh, this guy is a good guy. If this is the guy you want to be with, trust me, don't even look back. Check out the contract, you know, give it to one of your lawyers. If you're okay with the contract, sign the contract. It's a good contract. So, you know, I brought a very good advice for him, and I'm really happy, you know, to have him as a friend, you know, and altogether see where we are today and see how things are growing. You know, we're looking forward to May, our next fight. And
I think what we want to do, we're going to quickly take a break. There's a possibility I might tell you to run around your room with that Skype. So get ready for me when that time comes. Anyway, for now, let's quickly take a break, and when we come back, we will continue. Omar is here with me, and of course, Daniel is all here with me. We'll return after this. Stay with me.
Nigeria versus Serbia, Tuesday, 27th of March, 2019. Kickoff 8 p.m. behind Barnet FC, HA86AG. Tickets from 18 adults and 10 juniors. Buy online at barnetfc.com. fifa.com/tickets. Call us in 0208 381 3800, extensions 1100 or 1101. All tickets subject to availability. Online and telephone bookings fee may apply. Nigeria versus Serbia. Nigeria versus Serbia.
I wouldn't even want to put a ring.
Brilliant. Welcome back. It's still your program, ABC Sport, with yours sincerely, Chris Obukwal. If you just joined us and you have perhaps missed a bit of our razzmatazz, but then again, still have some crumbs for you to crumble with. Because in the studios with us, we have Daniel Aziz, a man who came in, promised and delivered. And he said he still have more to do. Also here, Umar, with just one punch and you go home crying. Remember, just exclusively, for those of you who don't know, Umar is a fine boy, no pimples. So it simply means if you have a modeling job, my man is here. First, he contacts me before going to him. You don't go directly. That is the thing with the modeling. So he is into that, and why not? I mean, those punches don't affect him anyway. So you can see he's ready to if you have advert and you want Umar to appear, we'd say why not use him for it, because the fits really fits the lotion. Also joining us all the way from America, we have the brothers, the FAs, we want to call them. They also joined us, and we'll still go back to them to to learn things and see how things are going out there. But before we continue with that, before we go to America, let's return back to Daniel. Daniel, I mean, we know that the fight is coming. We know you're getting ready.
Yeah.
But then again, we've seen that MTK Global, they're doing so much to make sure that you're on your feet. But I think there are more to be on the table, isn't it?
Of course. Like I'm a full-time athlete now, so that's my day job. So I need some form of income, to support me through training and so forth. So yeah, the more help, the better. It's not easy at all. You're training 3-4 times a day. So any type of financial support is important from anywhere.
So what this simply means is that we're looking at a situation whereby anybody who's interested in perhaps a logo or whatever.
If you got a company that you want to advertise, I can put it on any type of my attire, shorts, robe, for a fee.
Good. People, the sponsors might be listening now, and they're like, okay, Dan Aziz, how do we even get hold of this guy?
Yeah, you can get through to me either via Twitter or my Instagram, which is both Dan_Aziz, or you can speak to my PR. I can't even remember his email. He's in trouble. You can get through to me on my social media. That's good enough for now.
Brilliant. Or better still, if you know how to, why not? You can also bring it via ABC Sports Live. Just tell us that you are interested in Dan Aziz, and of course, we'll send you in the right direction. Also with us here, Umar. I mean, I can't wait to see his next fight. That's where I stand, because Umar, the way he boxes just makes me see another legend in coming. Umar, I mean, same story, same picture we'll be painting for you in terms of sponsorship and trying to help you out, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much so. I'm a full-time boxer. I do model part-time, like I mentioned earlier, but especially because of the modeling, I mean, if someone out there believes that there's a partnership we can both benefit from, then get in touch for the right price.
I think my job gets
No, but also I've got a fantastic agency behind me, SSM Worldwide. They do very great work for me. And if anyone wants to enter a conversation, they can get hold of me through my social media. On my Instagram profile, Top Boxer Sadiq, there's an email directly to them, or you can contact them directly. But we're about building meaningful relationships where both parties can mutually benefit from it, or if if one party benefits a bit more, it doesn't matter. But basically, a relationship that's beneficial for both parties. Yeah, if there's anyone that believes that this image will suit the brand, brilliant. To blow the trumpets and be an ambassador, get in touch.
Yeah,
Boxer City.
Brilliant. Nicely said. Let's visit your brothers all the way from America. The FAs, they have also joined us. Let's also get a story from them. I think they are all, what I see the FAs doing most times, I'm being told their Facebook account shows the best food they eat now. They have their own, they're enjoying. I don't think these guys need money anymore. I don't think they need money anymore. The FAs, okay, let's know the plan ahead. You guys have had 3 fights between you guys, is it? And all have been all win. Knockouts, it has been, isn't it?
3 fights, 4 fights, and all big wins coming by way of knockouts.
And Ajagba, how has it been with your own fight? How have things been?
So how has things been with your fights? From the beginning, how you chop them? How you killing them?
So let me just say from the beginning. So I don't if I want to send a punch, I don't miss the punches. I don't miss target.
Jesus.
So if they got the right hand, so they can't survive it. So if I put the right hand on the guy or anybody on his face, he can't survive it because I have a powerful right hand. So I will set up with the job. That's where the right hand comes.
Brilliant. Let me just say this thing because I have been receiving some emails of boxers actually writing to me and asking me the questions of, how do we become like this person or like that person and all of that. In your own words, the FAs, how will you think, especially those in Africa, how can they, follow the same path which you guys are perhaps cruising on now?
What can I say? Okay, the thing is this: everybody in this world is born for a purpose, for a reason. Everybody, nobody came to life with the same purpose. Even twins born the same day are here for different purposes. So sometimes we dream, and God show us our purpose and time, and we follow up and got to where we are because nobody believed it can happen. I remember back then, people used to say, now this Ugele Delta State boxing, they won't carry go international. I hear these words, and they were kind of discouraging to me then. But along the line, these words propelled me, to do harder. Because where we came from the part of the world we are from, is a place where opportunity has been taken away from the youth, and these guys don't have, choice. The government is horrible. I don't really like to talk about it. I'm not sending my negative energy across, but what I'm trying to say is this: God has designed everybody for a purpose. God has put us here to help some other people, to help our family, make them somebody. So I just think it's what God has planned for you, or your destiny, your purpose in life. Because where we came from, were many boxers training in the same gym with the same coach, but only 2 guys, made it to this level. That doesn't mean those guys were bad, or they were not a good boxer, or the coach don't have interest in them, or because of the purpose, which God has made everybody in a different way. So I would urge everybody, keep dreaming. Start small, and everything is possible in life. I've always thought about I want to be a boxer and go to America. That was the whole dream. Just flash in my head like you can be a boxing champion and go to America. America was even the place I said I can go to. So I was thinking about the future in Nigeria from Ugele Delta State. I don't really see what's going to happen in the nearest future. All our parents will say, go to school, read law, become a doctor, become a scientist, become this, that, become banker, so you can have a good life. But I still see all these company workers, and there's no future. You just all you need to do is to work. Maybe you can have a house and be old and retire and die. So I was thinking about something brighter, something bigger. You have to dream. So this is my advice for all these people. You have to dream. and know in the back of your mind that everything is possible as long as it plays in your head. It's going to happen in life, one way or the other. And you got to stay focused and be consistent with your training, with your hard work. And this is just the simple advice for everybody: but God first. You have to know your purpose, why you are here in life. When you know your purpose, then every other thing will come.
Ajagba, what will be your own attributions to those who want to follow your path? What advice will you lay?
So which advice you give people when they look up to you, won't be like you? From Ugele, from Nigeria. So my advice to them is like so my advice to them, I want them to be better than us, to do better, more better than us. Yes, that's my prayer to them. So like if I'm becoming a champion, so I can support the youth. All the youth. It's not only boxing. All the youths. So we try to support them. When we become champion. So we try to. Our gym is that when we become champion, we try to open gym where we from, because we don't have a gym, boxing gym. So the only gym we have is from like Lagos. So they have a lot of gyms in Lagos. So we don't have a gym. We don't have facility in where we came from. So like when we open the gym, that's motivate the youth, the young youth to come over, like to come to the gym to train for boxers. Like maybe one day we're not box forever. So when we get old, we retire. So we can end up with like coaches, like legacy. Yeah, like legacy, like something like promoter, manager. So like we train younger youth to come over.
Okay.
Like when they're done with amateur boxing, like when they go to Olympics, like the way I did. So from the Olympics, they got signed, like they will watch you, because it's not marked. Everything you say will mark. They're going to believe it. So they have to watch it. What you do, what you perform. So my prayer is that I want the young people to do better than us. So that's my prayer for them. All right.
The FA is a very big thank you for joining us on ABC Sports. I truly appreciate your efforts and, of course, for coming in. And FA, the surprise you gave him is good. Continue. All right, guys. Thank you very much for joining us. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Blessings.
Thank you. Okay, guys. Okay, let's quickly talk about something before we go. Any minute from next week, I think it is. The big fight will be your brother Joshua has his hand filled against the Parker. Your thoughts?
I see. It's going to be a hard fight. It's not going to be easy, but ultimately, I see Joshua winning. Late stoppage probably, but it'll be a tough fight. The guy's game, Parker's game. He's strong. He's quick. But I think Joshua just has that edge over him.
Honestly, I haven't seen too much of Parker, which is a tad bit embarrassing because I pride myself on being a massive boxing fan. But I did watch his fight against Hughie Fury, and the guy that I saw boxing Hughie Fury, I don't think is the guy who beats Joshua. So only based on that, I've got Joshua winning. But in terms of how the fight itself goes, I haven't watched enough of Parker to be able to provide an informed opinion. Yeah.
But where will if you are pushed to give a coin, then
I fancy Joshua winning it. Yeah.
Winning. Okay. And we truly want you to come back to boxing in terms of next fight. We just want to see you box. Is it going to happen soonest?
I've got a guaranteed date in June, which is yet to be announced. But my management are working on securing a date before that, so hopefully you can get to see me sooner rather than later.
You coming back here to tell us?
Of course.
Brilliant. So we have a date with Umar again when he fights. The date is out. He will be here to tell you exactly what it is and how he is preparing. Ben will make sure that all of that gets calculated and, of course, minused well. And not forgetting Dan Aziz, please, if you can, why not? The finest, I call him. His boxing career is beginning to grow, flourish like den of the evils. Anyway, he says he is ready to do it again. He's promised, he's delivered. He come back again to promise. Can he deliver?
Definitely.
Thank you guys for coming to the program.
Thank you very much.
Brilliant. Guys, we'll take a big break now. When we come back, ABC Sports continues. Stay with me.
Thank you.
No, thanks for having us, man.
Tuesday, 27th of March, 2019. Kick-off 8 p.m. Behind Barnet FC, HA 6AG. Tickets from 18 adults and 10 juniors. Buy online at barnetfc.com/tickets. Call us in 0208 381 3800, extensions 1100 or 1101. All tickets subject to availability. Online and telephone bookings fee may apply. Nigeria versus Serbia. Nigeria versus Serbia.
Indeed, welcome back. It's still your program, ABC Sport, with your sincerely, Chris Bukwalo. Just joined us. Oh dear, you just missed. Where have you been? We had in the studios Dan Aziz, and of course, we have a man who can destroy at any given stand. He said he will be back here. Said never worry, especially when he gets his date back, he will return here. Sadiq was here with us, and of course, the FA brothers, all the way from America, all descended on us to tell us their stories. They will at some point return on ABC Sports. Once every month, we talk boxing, and what that simply means is that we try to make sure that these boys all come around, and of course, you get familiar with them, joining them on Facebook, time, and all of the social media. But then again, what matters most is for you guys to know them truly the way they are, and the best thing to do is to bring them on ABC Sports. Ben Gray, a man who has actually partnered with us to make sure that this works in well. And so what that simply means is that from now on, every month, one day, you will be bringing all the stars in here in the studios. Is here with us on the program. Ben Gray, nice to have you in the studios again.
Great to see you again, Chris.
Brilliant. And also we get Ben Gray is a man who, for a very long time, he has shown so much passion in the game. And just while we were trying to see that he was actually there in the field, something happened. There was a breakage, and of course, the arm. Something happened. He's not really what wanted to know, but then again, he said, you know what? I'm not giving up. I'm coming back. Thank goodness for those who supported him in terms of coming in with sponsorship and all of that. He's bounced back. And guess what? He says he's ready to knock out anyone who stands in front of him. He's here with us, Larry Ekundayo. Larry, nice to have you again.
Thank you.
It's been a long time, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's good to be back here.
Brilliant. Let me say congratulations. I think that's the best way to start.
Thank you.
Congratulations on the last fight. And how are the kids? Let's talk family first.
Yeah, that's it. Family first. Kids all right, thanks. Everyone is fine.
Family?
Keeping me on my toes.
Brilliant.
Yes.
And everything is good when it comes to home.
That's right. Everything's great.
Brilliant. I mean, I'm amazed that the belts are beginning to come back now. And why not? You're beginning to show that you can hold your own. How did the last fight go?
Well, you know, I found out about the guy I'm fighting like a week before the fight. To be honest, I wasn't really interested. But, of course, Ben would be like, nah, you don't have to underrate anyone. It's not that I'm underrating my opponent, but we have to sit down and plan the strategy we're going to use against him. And that's what we did. And after the first round, I just thought he was good. When I watched him with the other fighters, he was durable. He was very aggressive. But everyone can fight. Not everyone can box. So when I stick in the boxing in there, he was struggling. So no point knocking him out. So I just use him as a target practice and then see how good my hand holds. So it was good.
Good. I mean, Ben, you're in there. You saw how he came back to show that he's back. Let's put it that way. I mean, what did you take off from what you saw with his fight?
Well, as Larry says, the main thing is that his hand held up, and he got good 4 rounds under his belt.
Actually, 6, by the way.
Was it?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, it was very good, and his hand held up, and he got the win. And now his management, MTK, are looking to get him out in May, June time for a big title fight. So we're all very excited about that.
So this is it?
Yeah, that's it.
So from May, June, World Cup or no World Cup, I want to see him boxing, and that simply means him getting to that place.
The World
He needs
Cup's
to be.
going to stop.
I think I like that one.
When Larry fights.
I think I like that one. So no, I'm really excited with the breaking news you're giving to me about Larry. I mean, it's nice that we know all of this, because plenty of people have asked, when is he going to like step up? When are we going to see him begin to do those things? So how excited are you with the news that are coming in that this is the time?
What can't explain it, to be honest. And of course, having a great team behind you, MTK, it shows that they can take you places. And I'm so grateful to be part of the amazing team, MTK. So I'm proper excited. I can't wait, and I can come back here with a massive title, and we can have some pepper soup afterwards.
I mean, the producer should go away. I mean, okay, let's talk about Larry, because I know when you started, your heart was for Larry and for to give him the best. Your heart broke when it happened. He broke his arm, but now he's beginning to crawl back. Let me put it that way. Let me not jump ahead of ourselves here, and let him begin to crawl back to what he loves to do. But then again, I mean, are people beginning to respond to those sponsorship ideas for him to get where he needs to get? Because this is where it matters most now. I mean, there have been so many work that has been done, but now this is it. Are people beginning to respond?
Yeah, absolutely. We've been very fortunate that we've had Love of Christ Church in London get behind Larry and really support him. And there was an awesome crowd of Nigerian people coming out to support both him and Daniel at the last fight. And the promoters were blown away with it. That's what we want to see. Nigerians coming out and supporting their own, because as soon as they do that, they'll be given more and more opportunities, and this is what's happening for Larry. I was very happy with his performance, and was getting to see Larry back to his old self, the natural, where you can't touch him, and that's what will win him a title.
Good. And talking about the next bout, has anything been? Have you known the opponent, or just nothing has been? Because we know that it's coming, and that is it.
MTK will sort that all out.
Okay.
And then they'll tell Larry, and then when Larry knows, we'll come on here and let you know.
Brilliant. Okay, now let's go back to that fight, the last fight. If he comes on, I want you to take me through what was happening, and now when the round 2 of the 6th bout, what was happening? I mean, what was he trying to do to you?
So this is the second round where I kind of I figured him out from the first round. So right now, all I'm doing is just making him miss, making him pay, and even when I hurt him, I try to hold back. So I just, as I said, just want my hand, see how my hand hold, and that's much of it really, because every time he wanted to engage, he get counter. So he was too scared to throw punches, which is where I want to put him. So if you attack, you get beaten. If you don't, I'll still smash you. So either way.
But he was a very good puncher, though. With this guy, I wonder how you got to escape all the punches that was coming through.
Remember, I said everyone can fight, not everyone can box. So that's the difference between fighting and boxing. If I try to fight him, we'll both look the same. And that's why a lot of people, when you talk about boxing, everyone thinks it's fighting. So the smart ones is like, you saw one of my mate, Umar. Even though he's a boxer, I still
a fine boy, no pimples.
Yeah, he's a model. So you can't be a fighter and walk around with them faces. So you have to be a smart boxer. So I try to do the same thing, but I think I learned a bit too late. So my nose is smashed out, get into a lot of fight. But now I'm smart. I'm a lot smarter than. So just box and try not to get caught with silly shit.
How people are beginning to ask on Twitter, how long does it take you? Give us a history of your training, gym, and all of that. I mean, how have you programmed yourself?
It depends. I'm a self-disciplined man. Boxing is all my life. I started when I was 12, back in Nigeria, Mushin precisely, and I'm very disciplined when it comes to boxing and training. So it depends on the opponent. It depends on the fight, and sometimes you can fight someone for maybe 6 rounds and you feel like you've been in a 15 rounds fight, and you can fight someone else that 12 rounds and you feel like you just had a 6 rounds fight. So it depends on the opponent. So that kind of matters. And also you have to balance between the training and resting because it's both important. So getting the right training, not overdoing it or not doing enough can affect you. If you overdo it, it could affect you. If you do less, so you have to know how to balance it. So I'm grateful to have an amazing guy like Ben on my side and my team. So sometimes Ben have to save me from myself because I feel like I haven't done enough. And people were like, you're just crazy. You've done 16 miles run and you plan on doing these and all that. So as I said, again, it depends on the fight, the rounds. So if I'm doing 4 rounds fight, I can't train for like 15, 16 rounds. But if I'm doing 12, then I'll be looking to do like 15, 16 rounds. So,
that's interesting to really take in. But then again, the last time he came here, his name wasn't Ben. I'm not sure why you're calling him Ben again at this point.
Just you've got Nigerian name as well.
Good, that's what I want to hear.
Like myself, I'm Nigerian with a Nigerian name, and I've got Larry, which is the English name. So it's Chief Bolu. Remember last time I was telling you, call him Bolu Atife, and
that's the name you should retain, Bolu.
Yeah, plan on getting him a Nigerian passport,
which is good.
So
we will address that.
Exactly,
we'll help you from here on, and then we'll address that.
So
yeah, we agree with that because he has done very well.
He needs to have a Nigerian passport, so it'll be a lot easier when we're going back. As we plan.
And there will also be a Nigerian house in Mushi, to be precise.
That's it.
He has to live in the locals.
It's the, what do you call it, number 1 area boy, we call it. Yeah, plan on going back to Nigeria to actually have some fights and also put the Nigerian boxing
board of control.
No, the Nigerian boxing in the whole in the map. You know, we've got amazing fighters. There's so many talented fighters, but
yeah, that's right.
We lack of supporting our own and doing the right thing when it comes to like the boxing. So, and a lot of people think boxing is just you can't do boxing because boxing is for hooligans, but actually boxing is for gentlemen. You know, as a fighter,
it's a discipline.
Yeah, as a fighter, you don't want to get into a fight on the street, and a lot of people that have never been boxed or anything, they do nuisance on the road because they've got something to prove. We get punched in the face regularly. So it's unless you're gonna pay me, I'm not gonna get into a fight with you. If you're gonna fight me on the street, you have to pay me a whole lot of money. So because if I have to fight you, that will cost me my license and probably send me to jail.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not sure anyone walking around on the street holding few millions to actually put in your pocket just to fight yourself. I would rather walk away.
You're walking on the street and you're holding your face, please don't punch me.
Sometimes even, you know, sometimes people get really aggressive and try it. Sometimes some will push and you just walk away because I've had it before when I was going for a run and this kid literally walked up to me and budged me for no reason. But I just smile and just keep going. It just doesn't make no sense.
Brilliant. Okay, when we come back on this show, there's so much to talk about when it comes to boxing. And of course, boxing news. Ben is here. That tells you that there are so much on his table. All we need to download. And I have a surprise for you. Call it exclusive. You might just be right. Something that will also delight your heart. I have more boxers coming in to talk to us on today's show. So it tells you it's a packed one. And don't forget, only yesterday, the Super Eagles of Nigeria confronted their Serbian counterparts. What happened? Well, their Polish counterpart. What happened out there as they even get ready for their Serbian counterpart? We will dissect. Only time we decide how many we truly should give to you. We'll take this time out when we'll come back. ABC Sports continues. Stay with me.
Tuesday, 27th of March, 2018. Kickoff 8 p.m. Behind Barnet FC, HA 6AG. Tickets from 18 adults and 10 juniors. Buy online at barnetfc.com/tickets. Call us in 0208 381 3800, extensions 1100 or 1101. All tickets subject to availability. Online and telephone bookings fee may apply. Nigeria versus Serbia. Nigeria versus Serbia.
Welcome back. It's still your program, ABC Sport, with yours sincerely, Chris Obukwelu, and we'll be looking at boxing in total in here, and of course we'll continue with that. But before we go further, let's quickly talk football. Just quickly, let's quickly talk football. The Super Eagles of Nigeria only yesterday confronted their Russian counterpart. Perhaps by next week we will get to dilute everything that happened out there. On Tuesday, they have their hands filled against their Serbian counterparts too. That we will be discussing next week. Then again, you didn't see their captain, Mikel Obi. He didn't play. And so there was so much news, so much talks. Why didn't he play and all of that? The coach of the team have been speaking why Mikel Obi didn't turn up on that match. You want to know the truth about what happened? Take a listen.
Good evening, everybody. The only game we lost was when the captain was not here. It was against South Africa last year in June. So I hope that this time will be better. We have a team, but we need a leader, and John Obi Mikel is our uncontested leader. And but it's interesting to see how the other players can do without him. And unfortunately, he had this problem with the work permit in China, which means he could go out but not come back. So it was a problem. And we are playing like a team, and we have other players also who can take responsibility. We have a second captain, we have a third captain, we have a fourth captain. So I think the team will be able to give a good answer and also to play the match we want to play. It's a test match for us. We have some new players to see. It's the last opportunity for us to test some players, because giving our list will be in 14th of May already, and no other games will be after March. So it's very important for us to see some players and also to play without our captain to see how the team will react.
So that was the real story why Mikel Obi didn't play for Nigeria yesterday. I know most of you are eager for us to talk about the Nigerian game and of course give you all the analysis. We promise next week, all the analysis, all that you need to know, we'll combine them together and tell you exactly what we thought of the Nigerian game. But there are some other results also that made us, do some talking. Russia couldn't find their foot when they confronted Brazil. 3-0 it ended after 90 minutes of proceedings. Mali and Japan 1-1. It is. I mean, so much result that came in from yesterday's game. We will continue to, give you all of that. But before we come back to that, in the studio with me is Ben Gray and of course Larry Kundayo, two who have in their lifetime loved boxing in totality. And let me bring Ben in here, because there have been so much boxing stories that have been going around. It can't get bigger than what we're going to see on the 31st with Joshua Joshua. Yeah, I can as well say Kunda. Joshua Parker one is another big one. So much stories. Tell us what's are the big bosses?
Well, obviously that's a major fight, and it's a difficult task for Joshua. Parker is a champion. He's a live opponent. He's got a good right hand. Joshua's can be open to a right hand, so I'm sure they've worked on that. And I'm thinking that I feel that Joshua is definitely going to win this fight, but it's definitely going to be a good opponent, and actually I think it's going to be a really good fight. It should be really entertaining.
What do you think about it, Larry? Joshua Pa?
As Ben just mentioned, it's going to be a good fight, but I fancy Joshua beating him. And also, because everyone's talking about Joshua, I've got dodgy chin and all of these, but when he fought Klitschko, he literally answered every single person's question about him. He got pulled down, he got back up, and he go the long distance, stopped Klitschko at the 11th round. So with Parker, I think it will be a great fight, but I reckon Joshua will stop him.
Good. And will he go distance? Many people have been asking me that question and they want me to answer that question. But then again, I'm still just thinking about it. He says he's looking at, perhaps to go 8, 9, 7, he says. But my head tells me perhaps under 3. That's what my head says. I mean,
you can't tell. It's heavyweight boxing. The main thing is that he gets the win. I'll predict probably if I was pushed to it, I'd say a late stoppage for Joshua.
Really?
Yeah, I think a late stoppage, but we don't know, and that's why we love heavyweight boxing.
What do you think?
I probably think I will go 5.
5.
I will go 5. Obviously, the first few rounds just to warm up into it. But have you actually seen the gloves we're fighting? The gloves are small. Even a smaller weight like me.
Are they smaller than what we have here?
Nah, this is massive. Like having a heavyweight guy wearing 10 ounce gloves feels like bare knuckle. And these guys can punch, and Joshua can proper punch. So there's different from punching and some people that can actually make a huge damage. So I would say 5.
5. Brilliant. Okay. There are more stories, especially those coming from Nigeria, the boxing control and everything. Tell us, we are all ears. That's what we hear.
Okay, well, under Dr. Ladipo's guidance, who's doing a great job reinvigorating boxing in Nigeria, lots and lots of shows coming up. They've got a show next month. We're also talking to the Nigerian Boxing Board of Control about putting on a show later on in autumn and maybe getting some of the best Nigerian boxers from the UK back there. So obviously Larry, Umar, Daniel, who you had on earlier, Lawrence perhaps, some of the other great fighters. And there's a young lad I met today actually called Uncle TKO, a guy called Tunji, who's a friend of mine, Steve Goodwin, who's a great manager, told me about today. I met him and I'll be looking out for him as well. So there's so much talent here in the UK with sort of Nigerian background that it'd be great to get some of that talent back into Nigeria and put on a major show. And who knows, maybe Anthony Joshua will want to fight in Nigeria himself sometime soon.
Good. So what's the preparation like in terms of people coming to, I know some of these guys, Aziz, Umar, these guys are excited if you tell them, take them to Africa and do some boxing there. They've shown that even Larry, they're all excited to go down there. What's the preparations and what are we hearing?
Well, basically we've got to find, Nigerians have got to support their own. That's the critical factor of it. If we can get, the boys earlier were talking about sponsorship. Again, if people want to get behind this, major airlines, banks, these sort of organisations, we will give them a TV audience of millions and millions and millions. So it really is, they can get in contact with you, they can get in contact with myself, and we can actually put on a major show that the rest of Africa will look at and think, wow, that's impressive. But we've got to get people supporting their own. They can't just celebrate one fighter who happens to be successful. They've got to get behind all of their fighters.
Good. And what do you have to say in all of this? Going back home, showing that we have achieved a little, but guys, this is us here. We want to show you guys how things are done.
I think going back home would be an amazing thing for someone like myself that actually grew up there. And there's so many kids that knew me when I was back home. And it's good to go back and show the kids and all the youngsters growing up that you can achieve whatever you put your mind into. Not everyone is academically smart, but you can do something else. And education is very important. But you can do something whereby you do well, and you can always have someone you can. When you make the money, you can hire the best teacher, or you can go to the best schools, and as Ben said earlier, just supporting our own is the best thing that could happen to us, and bringing back the Nigerian fighters back home, and for us to bring the boxing glory back to Nigeria. And of course, yourself, I'm gonna give you a massive credit, because I'm gonna tell you today, this is the first time we have almost a whole hour, or even over an hour, talking about boxing on a national TV. We haven't had that since I've been interviewing. I haven't had a TV station that spent that much time. The max that we get, 10 minutes, you're gone. And everyone talks about football. I've got nothing against football, but we've got talent on other sports as well. And thank you for giving us the opportunity to actually say a few words about boxing. And of course, we talk about me fighting again. Also, I will say massive thank you to the Love of Christ Church. If it wasn't for them, the last fight wouldn't be possible. And of course, Pure Lasting Global. They fund my surgery for my hand, which is the reason why I had a chance to fight. And what's that guy's name?
Pure Prestige.
Pure Prestige. They actually fund me as well. And it takes more than training and running to be a good fighter. You have to
Everything have to be right.
Yeah, you have to have financial support, which means you don't have to work, and you can have a right rest. You can rest, concentrate, and everything. But if your mind is split in so many ways, it's hard to concentrate. You can't train and can go to work and run around.
I'm being told. Thank you very much anyway for your compliments. We are the one that should be saying thank you to you, because you, Aziz, name them, the guys in America.
My mom always say this, what do you call it, proverb. If you can dance but they never invite you to dance, nobody will know you. So if you haven't given us the chance to come here today, no one will hear about us. And giving us the right time, and more than hour to talk about boxing, that's never happened before. And it's a privilege sitting here today with Chief Bolu and the rest of the fighters. I've never had more than.
And you guys are, you know what? Stop praising us. I think you guys are the ones that we should be praising, because to be sincere, listen to this. We have an exclusive coming from you guys, and
that's the result. And I'm just want to add what Larry say there. That's the result of the fact that you've supported us. You've supported Nigerian boxing. So we want to give something back to you as well.
Brilliant. And so here it is, something interesting. But I would like, I would like you for once to be me and introduce this clip. Go on.
What, I'm looking down the camera?
Go on then.
So this is Uncle Foley teaching the heavyweight champion of the world from Yoruba.
Let's go.
Let me have to translate it. What have you done today? What's the next one? To train that. Yeah. You're trained. Going to train that. Stop talking about you. To train that, correct. Yeah. And but Ogbo Yoruba now. She about to so dear. So till your bad share, kilo man share fun. If somebody offend you, what are you gonna do? Ma say it loud. Yes. Okay. So in 6 months' time, you're gonna be speaking fluent Yoruba. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right. When you see me, make sure you don't speak English to me.
What can we say? Yoruba must be learned, and actually, anywhere you belong to, that's what I did. That's what I didn't do with Uma and Aziz. They'll be back here. They will have to explain themselves if they can't speak the language, and they will tell me why they haven't. But this is interesting. This is what Uncle Foley is doing. He's trying to make him understand Yoruba language.
Yeah,
what can he speak?
That's actually my uncle. Funny enough, I had his son training because his son meant to fight this Tuesday gone. His son is into boxing as well, so I helped him. And when I first came over, I used to stay with him.
Brilliant.
Eventually I became a champion. So talk about Uma and Aziz. I'm gonna charge them. So I teach them Yoruba lesson.
Yeah, they're sitting in the back of the studio, so they're listening to that. He will charge you guys through me. That's how it works. Okay, guys. Okay, now let's quickly look at the schedule. I know that Khan is fighting in April. I guess that's what we've been told. I mean,
I'm not sure there's a absolute date on there, but I mean, what's really, really exciting is the fight on Saturday night. Dillian White, who's a potential opponent versus for AJ versus Brown. If he wins that, or whoever wins that, might get to fight AJ, or they might get to fight the other champion, Wilder. So that's a significant event. There's some other fights coming up as well. In fact, Joshua Buatsi is fighting the Ghanaian guy. He's fighting on the AJ card as well. So look out for him. Great fighter. There's boxing's a really, really good, healthy situation at the moment. Lots of good promotions out there.
Good. To be final break now. When we come back, it will be time for us to draw the curtains for today's show. Take this break quickly. We'll return.
Tuesday, 27th of March, 2019. Kickoff 8 p.m. behind Barnet FC, HA 6AG. Tickets from 18 adults and 10 juniors. Buy online at barnetfc.com/tickets or call us in 0208-381-3800, extensions 1100 or 1101. All tickets subject to availability. Online and telephone bookings fee may apply. Nigeria versus Serbia. Nigeria versus Serbia.
Still your program, ABC Sports, with your sincerely, Chris Obokol. At halftime, when the Super Eagles of Nigeria and their counterpart called the Polish was 0-0, Benny said, well, what's happening here? Anyway, you know what? Forget everything that has happened in Poland. Let's bring it back to what will happen on Tuesday in London when the cracker will truly be same. Anyway, with me here still in the program, I tell you today is boxing. All of them, we need to know all the boxing story. Ben Bray, who has always given us all, dotted all his I's and made sure that the T's are well crossed, is here with me. And of course, Larry, ever humble Larry Ekundayo is here with me in the studios. We'll be explaining things that has been happening. Larry is back, and of course, he's ready to do action. Belt all over the place tells you that this man is ready. In case you haven't heard, Larry has moved up now, and things are going to look clear for him. But then again, it can be clearer if the sponsors, those who support, buy tickets and don't come to support. It will only be clearer, white as a snow, if you come close and give him your support. Ben, let me come to you. What's the latest still? I know that Lawrence Okolie, we're not too sure of his fights. But then again, what do we need to know about Lawrence?
Well, Lawrence is busy training with Anthony Joshua. He's got a fight coming up. I spoke to him the other day, I think it's going to be on the David Hay show. Okay. And Tony Bellew, which would be amazing. Delta State, obviously his family from Delta State, so we'd like to see some Delta State people coming out and supporting. I know he gave a message to the governor, which was well received, so hopefully they'll come over and watch that fight. It's going to be a great show. And it'd be great to see some people getting behind the Nigerian boxers before they're actually champions. On the way up, they'll enjoy the journey a lot more if they're part of the journey.
Brilliant. I think I like the way things are beginning to go. And of course, there's also another Cameroonian who has also been fighting.
Yeah, he's actually a very avoided fighter. And this is really the story of a traditional African fighter. So what happens, you get people who don't get the support in Africa. They're very talented. If they were British or American, they'd be world champions. But because they're not, they don't get the support. I always say Larry would be a world champion if he was British or American, but he's Nigerian and he hasn't had the support. So there's this Cameroonian, Sergio Bobo. He's fighting on the card, card tonight, and he's always put as an opponent. But I believe he's had a good camp. He's fighting a guy called Chris Congo, who's 7-0. So that will be an entertaining fight. But fingers crossed he can do something for Cameroon.
If he does that, be well assured that we'll somehow drag him down here to tell us how he imagined to do all of that. More stories coming on boxing because we're running off. Are there any more stories you have for us?
In terms of stories as such, I mean, the boxing is really, really massive sport now in the world, and you have to give credit to Eddie Hearn for that. He's really invigorated the sport. But all the other promoters are doing a great job as well. And it'd be really good to see Nigeria get on board and get behind their talented fighters.
That's it for you. If you want to join us in the conversation, it is ABC Sports and this #ABCSL. Ben have just said he thinks that your Super Eagles might just perhaps get so close, but then so far don't see him in Lagos anyway. Okay, but you know what we're driving at? What we're driving at is, please, boxing is beginning to come of age. I go out there and I'm proud of what people are saying about our Nigerian boxers. There's so much bad news, but then again, these boxers give good news about the Nigerian name. Larry Ekundayo is here. Your sponsorship, he's keep begging you guys to help him out. But then of course, some people are shying away. Some are coming in. Because of time, I will give Larry that opportunity. Why not? Give him that opportunity to thank those who have truly, truly helped him. Why not? Let him do it.
Again, the Love of Christ Church, they've been amazing, and Peerlasting Global and Peru Prestige, these guys have been amazing with me. But the most important, the people that's right there, not just financially but also physically, is the Christ of the Love of Christ Church. I even go to church. I've got my garment, go there and worship, and it's just brilliant. And my last fight, they all turn up. They had the trumpet, the band. This is something different, you know, doing the African ways and it's just the African style.
And perhaps when you hear those songs, it gives you more morale to deal with your opponent, doesn't it?
Exactly, because you know that what the trumpet and the band is saying, you know, you listen to it and it give you like a flashback, and it's just amazing to come out and you have the what do you call it, the traditional. Did I say traditional? I think it's traditional there, because that's how we fight back home. When I was back in Nigeria as an amateur, you know, you get the band and the trumpet and everything. So it feels like a traditional support. Yeah. And I felt like I was fighting in Lagos at one point.
Wow.
Until I came out the changing room and there was snow on the road. So that's it.
You're so funny, Larry. Larry, thank you very much for coming to the program.
Thank
Ben, we'll do this again in the next fortnight to see what we'll have on the show. This is what it is. We'll bring them in here. We'll dissect, and of course, we'll talk more boxing. Thank you very much, Ben. Really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Guys, this is where I draw the curtain. Time will never permit me. There's so much sports stories still going ahead, but then again, I'm being told to close the curtain. A very big thank you for everybody. The FA brothers, Dan Aziz, not forgetting Omar, who was here in the studios, Ben, Larry, not forgetting my producer Clem, and of course Charles. These guys make sure I come to you. I just sit here and just talk. I haven't changed my name, I won't. And if that do, you will be the first to know. Chris Obokal is my name. Let's do this next week. So long, everybody. Bye-bye now.